You guys, I'm dying laughing right now. I was about to go running, and then for some reason, this conversation of I at my daughter's school a couple weeks ago, there was this like aspiration day or something like that where you write down like what you want to be when you grow up. And so I happened to drop my daughter off late that day. And so when I was checking her into the office, the lady at the front desk was like, "What do you want to be? What is your aspiration?" And I was like, "Oh, I think I'd like to be a singer. If I could do anything, I think I'd like to sing." And then the lady was like, "Oh, yeah, like I would like to be a contestant on The Voice," or like, no, not a contestant, a judge on The Voice. And so for some reason, that conversation popped into my mind right when I parked my car. And I don't know why, but I Googled like audition for The Voice. And it just so happens, I saw this ad pop up to audition for The Voice in San Diego. And I was like, if I click on this and it says this weekend, I'm going to die laughing. And so I click on it. And it's this Sunday. What? And so I was asking God, I was like, "God, do you really want me to audition for The Voice? Like, really?" And he was like, "I will open every door for you." And the crazy part is that it's only for like 5-year-olds to 25-year-olds. And I'm not that age. So I'm obviously out of that age bracket. So this is literally going to be a miracle for me to do this. And I can't believe he wants me to do it. I really can't. Like, dying. Okay. Whew, Jesus. Like, this is crazy. So I guess I'm gonna try an audition for The Voice, and we'll see how that turns out. He said he'll open every door, so I'm gonna thank Jesus ahead of time. But I also wanted to address something. God had been asking me to do this for a while, but I didn't really understand why. So there is one of the commentators on my channel who was claiming to be Jesus, and so I got in contact with him. We were chatting, about what he's going through and what I'm going through, and there are very similar parallels. And I think that he's on the right track. But he made a mistake in saying that he's Jesus, because Jesus specifically told me, like, he's not Jesus. And I'm going to know Jesus when I see him, because I see him all the time, and I have his heart. So, like, basically what's going to happen is the person who the Spirit of God inhabits, like the Spirit of Jesus, I guess, how he thinks it's going to happen. Like, he said that he has a spirit of Jesus. And if you notice in the book of Revelations, it talks about how there's 7 spirits of God. And I feel like that's related to the horsemen of the apocalypse, because I kept having these dreams of these horses fighting each other. And then which I can link to below. But so I guess that these horses, whatever it happens in heaven, it has to happen on earth. Like, that's why Jesus's prayer was on earth as it is in heaven. And so if there's these horsemen that are combating up in heaven, then there's got to be some horsemen on earth that are combating as well. And what they seem to be fighting for is to be with me. So, I mean, I honestly, like, I know that I'm not all that, okay? So I don't think that, like, I'm so special or anything, but apparently Jesus thinks differently, and he can see things that other people can't see. So, yeah. But so anyway, this guy, he should have said he's being perfected in Christ, which he now knows. But just for the future reference, when anybody is going to try and say that they're Jesus to me, like, I'm going to know. and I'm gonna know things about that person that they probably don't want me to know, because Jesus tells me everything. And like, he doesn't hide things from me. So if he tells me something, I'm gonna believe him. And if he tells me something about that person, then I'm gonna straight up tell them. I'm not gonna hide it. And so just keep that in mind before you come at me with, I'm Jesus. So also, I really feel like God is using this feminist movement, and there was a time where I went through the feminist phase, but I don't agree with it. And there's parts of it that I do agree with, but mostly I don't. So, but I do feel like I've always been so against the women's place that society has put us in. And it was so hard for me when I got married to give up my last name. Like, it took me over a year, I'd say like 2 years, before I finally caved and changed my name. And I didn't have to cave because my husband was fine with it, with me keeping my maiden name, but I just felt like society expected it of me. And so I was like, fine, I gave up my last name, and now I'm changing it back. So yeah, I'm gonna get my last name back, and if I ever get married again, then that person can take my name, because I'm not changing it. So anyway, just gonna put that out there. Like, God is really gonna use this whole like women don't need men thing to his advantage, because this person, like, when God told me that he wanted me to use this person as an example, like, this isn't me, okay? God told me he's gonna make an example of you because you seem to think that I was looking for you, and I'm not. I'm not looking for a man. I'm looking for Jesus. So just want to make that very clear. I don't need a man, and I'm perfectly happy the way that I am. And if there's only one witness, like, if I have to die by myself, that's fine. I don't care. I have Jesus. I know that he's going to be with me at that time. And for someone to think that I'm looking for a man, no, I'm not. I'm looking for Jesus, and that's it. So just going to make that clear. Also, I think I'm going to make another video about the horsemen of the apocalypse, and also the book of Revelation, because God's been revealing so much to me about like the sequence of events and how it works out, and it's really